Hello everybody, my name is Brian Cameron, Director of Product Marketing here at New You Life, and I have the pride and the pleasure to be here with our founder, formulator, and CEO, Alexy Goldstein. Alexy, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Hi Brian, thank you for having me. Hello everyone.
You guys, we have such an awesome night for you. As you may have noticed over the last couple of months, we've been talking a lot about Somaderm and a lot about the amazing aspects of Somaderm, the science behind it, and a lot of these things have been shared to a lot of people. So we want to welcome all of our leaders here with us. We also want to welcome all those who are new to New You Life or who simply want to learn about Somaderm. Welcome to our live here tonight. We have so much to get into and so much to talk about. I have so many questions for you, Alexy.
I'm ready and I'm excited, especially to share it with all these new people that are joining us. So.
Tonight is going to be awesome. So right now in this very room, we are sitting where New You Life started, correct?
Absolutely. New You Life started right here. I mean, we just celebrated our 4-year anniversary, but I actually started building and putting together the company a little over 5 years ago. And this is the very spot where everything started. I mean, the product was right behind me. The packaging was right there on my left.
That's the shipping department over there.
Shipping department and fulfillment, right? More professional. And right there was my office. Right there was Vicky's office, which is our VP, of course, right now, and of the comp plan and everything. And customer service was in this corner, and it was what is it, 12 by 12 in here?
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It's amazing to watch the whole thing evolve as well.
That's incredible. So when you look at this space, where New You Life, where you came from, to where New You Life is now and how many lives it's helped, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it takes a minute to step out of the whole thing and look at it from the outside in, and you see step by step the growth of and the accomplishments and the lives changed, and I'm just super proud and humbled. I would have never thought it will go to that magnitude that quickly, or that magnitude, period. And of course, us becoming global, and of course, the period of a little over 4 years, and the fact that we started in this little office and now we have headquarters from Utah, California, and offices all over the globe on the other side of the planet. If this is not success, I don't know what is. So this is definitely a definition of success, and it all starts with how many lives you touch. And I believe, we have touched millions of lives all around the globe, which is the biggest sign of success in my head. In a positive way, of course.
Yeah. I love that, because so many people have seen so many incredible results with Somaderm and with our other products, but Somaderm specifically, there's been so much. Now, I do have a lot of questions about Somaderm and some of the science behind it. But first, I think in order for everyone to understand the story of Somaderm and the science behind it, first we need to understand a little bit about our bodies, and specifically the endocrine system, right? Because when we're talking about human growth hormone, or HGH, it starts in the endocrine system. And to do that, I had the opportunity to sit down with one of our scientific advisory board members, Dr. Lita Harris. She is a gynecologist and endocrine system specialist, and she taught me about the endocrine system. So let's go ahead and turn some time over to her to teach us all about the endocrine system.
Yes, absolutely.
Hi there. Hey, Alexy, and hello, New You Life family. I'm Dr. Lita Harris, and I'm a gynecologist that's located in Southern California. I'm also a bioidentical hormone specialist, and I'm just happy to join you today. So being a specialist in the endocrine system, I'd like to share with you just what that is. The simplest way that I like to talk about the endocrine system is that it is a network of hormones and glands. They all communicate with one another in order to affect some kind of endpoint change in the body. It regulates the entire body, literally from head to toe. So when you think about the different aspects of our body, the neurological system, the cardiovascular system, the sex hormones, everything, your stress hormones, your metabolism, so many things are all wrapped up into the endocrine system, because these hormones actually do make changes in all of the endpoint organs. So in order to recognize the different aspects of what can happen with the endocrine system when you help to support it, I'd like to kind of introduce some of the maybe more common ones that we're familiar with, such as the thyroid. Okay, so thyroid hormone is part of the endocrine system. The thyroid hormone regulates metabolism. Okay, the adrenal glands regulate the stress hormones and some of the sex hormones as well. So again, when we speak about all the different aspects of the body that is regulated with the endocrine system, supporting it is imperative, because as we age, things change. We know that this outward part of us is perishing every day. We're aging, and we want to support that process so that we can age gracefully, as I like to say it. One of the main hormones as part of our endocrine system is the master hormone, which is human growth hormone, which regulates several aspects of our body functions. It does do this by way of another hormone that's called insulin-like growth factor that is metabolized from the liver. So again, human growth hormone, the master hormone, secreted from the pituitary gland, that then increases insulin-like growth factor in the liver, and then that actually goes out to regulate multiple parts of the body. So again, neurological system, cardiovascular system, the musculoskeletal system, the hormones, the sex hormones. And with the neurological system, there's a lot of changes that can happen because of that. So as we age, all of these hormones decline gradually. And so what that does is it causes a lot of endpoint changes. Some of them we already shared. Of course, skin changes, changes with our memory and our focus, changes with our muscles, changes with our metabolism, changes with our sleep as well. So many different things take place as a result of the decline of human growth hormone over time. So when you want to support your body the most that you can support it, human growth hormone is the target. If we support our human growth hormone, then what we're doing in effect is helping to support our sleep, our body composition, our metabolism, our skin, a lot of different aspects, simply just from focusing on human growth hormone support. So when it comes to supporting the human growth hormone in our body, there's in general 3 different ways that we're familiar with. One of them is injections, which is expensive, it's painful, and has a lot of different side effects. The oral route has to bypass the gastrointestinal tract and actually has a lot of breakdown, so it can tend to be ineffective. And then the third route is the transdermal route. So I just talked about injectable forms. I talked about oral forms. Okay, so these are basically taking human growth hormone externally and putting it into your body. So the transdermal route is actually increasing your own body's production of human growth hormone. So it stimulates the pituitary gland, which is the source of human growth hormone, to produce or increase human growth hormone. So really what you're doing is that you're doing something internally and improving your body's human growth hormone levels, as opposed to taking something from outside in. So of course, by increasing your own body's natural human growth hormone production, we are addressing all of the things that we said are changing as we get older. So of course, your sleep can improve, your body composition can improve, your skin can improve, the belly fats can improve, your weight. I mean, lots of different things can improve because of the fact that we're working internally and gradually increasing the body's natural production of human growth hormone. So we have a lot of life to live. And so I love to say, live it well, live it optimally. When you have a better balance of your hormones, and that includes all of your hormones, life can be so much better, okay? We live a life of vitality. That's one of my favorite words, vitality. So when you support your endocrine system, what are you doing? You're supporting the system that is maintaining your whole body, your whole body's functioning. And so, of course, what you're doing is you're enabling yourself to just live the best life that you can live.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harris. That was a lot of really, really good information. We're going to talk a lot about that and how Somaderm kind of fits into that picture, right? For those of you who do have questions for Dr. Harris or for us, please leave them in the comment section. We'll try and get to them after this live is over. Make sure that you get all the information that you want and all that knowledge that you need. So Alexy, now having heard what Dr. Harris just said, why is the endocrine system so important?
Endocrine system is responsible for controlling all the major systems in your body, and it's the hormone regulatory process happens right there. Constitution is actually most major glands is adrenal, pituitary, and thyroid, and they have to work together and efficiently control production and releasing hormones. And that's actually affects every single system in your body. So making sure that this is actually working at an optimal level is very, very important, because if this deteriorates and one of those glands fail or function at a lesser level, that can affect actually the way you age, and every other system can actually suffer from that.
Absolutely. Okay, so that gives me, I actually have two questions from that. The first is, what does it mean to somebody when they have a properly supported endocrine system? I mean, what would you say to someone if they're like, what's the point of properly supporting my endocrine system?
So generally controlling all of the systems in the body. That means you'll feel more balanced, right? Your energy, your sleep, your appetite, your recovery, your metabolism is more balanced and functioning at an optimal level. And once the endocrine system is off, like if your thyroid's off, for example, you'll feel your metabolic rate will start changing. That's just one example. If your adrenals off, your energy level's off, right? Your stress levels becomes very, very high.
Cortisol's a huge deal, right?
Cortisol starts building up in your body. That's just one example. Your sleep is all over the place. You don't even sleep deep enough and properly. And your system suffers from this imbalance. And it's already part of the aging process, right? As all our organs deteriorate and they get tired, right? So it's very important to actually focus on the endocrine system and what it controls.
So my second question in this is, we know aging happens, right? Your endocrine system is going to take a hit from aging, and that's where we'll talk about Somaderm here in just a second. Hold tight. What should people watch out for proactively to make sure that their endocrine system, outside of supporting it, which again we'll get to, what types of things should they look out for? I mean, caffeine over consumption is probably a big one, is it not?
So epigenetic factors are endless. Your diet is a huge factor. What you consume every day, like the sugars and caffeinated drinks, of course, would definitely suppress the endocrine system, right? It might excite it temporarily, but then suppresses it in the long term.
Which I think a lot of people these days, that's what they feel like they need, is a quick up. And then, but it is also a really very quick down.
Yeah, and of course, not just that. Overexposure to blue light, cell phones, computers, laptop, TVs.
Wow, there's a lot of those out there.
Who does that, right? Those are things that we actually do every single day. And this is how the evolution of life and what the human body is going through. So it's almost inevitable. But those are some of the same things that you encounter on a daily basis, and some of the things you have to watch out for and try to control.
Which a lot of those things you can control, but there are some things, like you just said, that you can't control, like your epigenetic factors and things that are inherently within you, correct? So Dr. Harris just spoke about 3 ways that we typically treat an HGH deficiency within the body. Talking about injections, again, painful, and they can have some side effects, and then you have the oral methods that can, kind of ineffective because they typically don't make it past the gut biome. Transdermal. That's where we step in. So this is all you, Alexy. Tell me about Somaderm.
Somaderm.
There's a lot. I mean, that's a loaded question. We could do a 2-hour live about this. But I mean, simply, what is Somaderm?
Somaderm is the ultimate transdermal safe solution to support HGH and HGH release in your body. HGH being human growth hormone, which is the master and the mother of all hormones in your body. It's what regulates functionalities, healing, and brain and circulatory and skeletal and immune, and almost every system in your body is controlled by HGH. HGH is something you're born with, and it's part of what allows your body to grow and heal and deal with all the blows and the changes that you bodies face to deal with our, what we do every day to it. And unfortunately, that level declines as we hit mid to late 20s. And this is when aging becomes faster and happens more rapidly, and people start noticing these things a little bit faster. Somaderm is the safest way to actually augment and support your body's release of this unbelievable master of all hormones.
And that's really cool to hear, because like Dr. Harris said, with those injections in the oral supplements, those are external, and when you have this exogenous or external boost, essentially, that has its side effects. But this is endogenous, internal, correct? That's what you're saying.
Yes, not only this. I mean, the safety is very important. As you're working with hormones, injectable is not very safe.
Yeah.
And it's invasive, right? And the amount that you're actually injecting is very high. Your body needs to convert it and break it down to many other hormones, which can be dangerous, needs to be under doctor supervision. It's also very expensive, and you don't know where people get this stuff, so it's not regulated. So it's not very safe, right? This is transdermal. It's easy to apply, and it's safe.
So easy.
And it's effective. The other way, which Dr. Lita Harris spoke about as well, is the internal, right? And internal, your body destroys 99.99% of HGH once it enters your mouth, and 100% once it gets to your gut. So that renders Somaderm as one of the most effective ways to actually apply safely, easily, convenient, right? Affordable, and the most important thing, effective, of course, like I said.
Yeah. So with Somaderm being the first transdermal human growth hormone support supplement on the market, what is the story of Somaderm? Because I know there's some really cool stuff there, and I know a lot of people want to know, okay, well, where did it come from? How did Somaderm come about?
So, I mean, I started this journey. I was 17, going to Fresno, studying to be an architect. I get this phone call from my father at the time. He had just bought this little health food store, literally across the street from where we're sitting right now. And he tells me, hey, do you mind coming down, taking the summer semester off, and just help me run the store, because I'm going to go over and visit your mom and brothers overseas. And I was like, yeah, I get some time off of school. Why not? And I drove over to North California at the time, and Pleasant Hill specifically. And I started working at the store, and I started learning about the industry. Little by little, I realized that this became my passion. When I found out that people come in and they ask me questions, and I didn't know anything at the time about the industry, so I was forced to study the old way before Google and all the technology. I learned so many things, and I was so inquisitive about how it works and about the human body and anatomy and all this fun stuff. And what's even more important is when a human being comes back and tells you, thank you, you helped me out, I feel better. I've never in my life felt such a reward. It's the biggest reward you can ever give somebody. And I was just an addict from that moment. And I started studying the industry more and more. It became my biggest passion. After that, I got into manufacturing, because I was recommending so many products for people, right? And I remember there was this television, event or show that's very popular. And there's a lot of scrutiny in our industry because it wasn't regulated like it is today. And that was, again, we're talking over 30 years ago, right? So for me, I took it personally. I felt offended. A lot of those big companies, they're actually caught putting ingredients that are not on the label, and dishonesty. And I felt personally offended by that. I'm like, these poor people, they have so many options. They depend on us to guide them in the right direction. So this is when I started working on my own products. And I learned so much so fast about the quality, integrity, amount of money you spend. You can get the same ingredient at different prices. And I learned why there's a cheap one and why there's an expensive one. So this is what I actually put together, my first product ever. I still have it until today. I decided to put the most expensive ingredient. Of every ingredient in there, I chose the most expensive, because I'm not going to cut, chances and corners to save money for something that can help somebody's body and health improve, right? And it was 5 times more expensive than the next one down. And I'm like, oh, how am I going to be able to sell this, right? So as my customers and clients start coming in and they ask me those questions, and I started explaining why it's more expensive, people started trying it. And the results were unbelievable. People were coming back with documents from their doctors how their numbers are improving right? And for me, that was it. That was like a huge light bulb. I refuse to pull, money and compromise the quality, integrity of this product that's responsible for improving people's health and life quality for a dollar or two or for pennies, no matter how much money it is. And this is when I started growing into product developing, and a few years later, Somaderm was born in 2001. Over 20 years today, I developed Somaderm specifically for friends and family. I was very active playing soccer and started getting into MMA and weightlifting. A lot of my friends were bodybuilders at the time, so I learned so much about this industry. Yeah. At the same time, in the late 90s, there was this boom, explosive hormone HRT, hormone replacement therapy category. It's exploding, and people are feeling amazing on this stuff. So I started researching those two things, and I discovered from one side, people are feeling so good on the hormones, but they're taking so much, their body's getting over.
It can be detrimental, right?
Exactly, and you end up getting that initial boost, then it kind of punishes your endocrine system in the long term, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm with my friends and clients, and I'm finding out, sometimes they come to me, and those young men and women, usually under 30, 25 years old, they're bodybuilders, they look excellent, great shape, great form. They have trainers. They come to me, they're like, I'm depressed. I don't have energy. I can't sleep. I can't be with my wife. And I'm like, you look like an Adonis. You have a trainer. You're a performer. You show amazing physique. That's it. So I learned about, their trainers, of course, put them on hormones. Then they pull them off, and it throws off their endocrine system, makes their body dependent.
That's got to definitely disrupt your body's rhythm.
Yeah, this is when I started doing a little bit more research on how can I help these people, like with athletes and all of that. And we need to find something that's a little bit more safe, right? Yeah. That doesn't cause too much hormones. So I started doing research on why is HGH important and how is it different from any other hormone in the body. And this is when I decided to put the product together. The product was born, and I actually, forced it on a couple of my friends initially. Okay, and
as any good friend would do, right?
Yeah, I mean, I kept trying to tell them, just try this. And of course, at the beginning, they're not gonna believe me, right? The trainers, they're not gonna. And man, I remember my first person today. I remember the first person that ever took the product, and he left. He came back a few weeks later, bought a bunch more. He got like 6 or 8 bottles. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, man, this stuff is amazing. My trainer loves it. My friends want to try it. And he comes back with like 6 people, and all of a sudden people are coming in one by one. All of a sudden stores are calling me, dojos are calling me, and little by little the product is expanding all over the country. And again, little by little, nothing at the magnitude that we're at today. Yeah. But it was an unbelievable journey. And all of a sudden, our master distributor today, Joe Giuliano, hears about the product through his friend. And he calls me and he's like, are you Alexy? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you developed a product? I'm like, yes. He said, I need you to jump on a quick phone call. There's going to be a few hundred people listening, okay? And just talk about it. I'm going to ask you a couple
pressure.
No pressure. 10 minutes, right? And I'm like, sure, why not? And he said, he had told me that he's been using the product with his wife, and they love it, right? So I jumped on that phone call. And literally, you guys, 10 minutes, a couple of questions. I talked about the product and what it does. I hung up the phone. He told me thank you. Website exploded with orders. And I'm very excited. I'm like, wow, I usually talk to one client at a time, and this is pretty cool. It's pretty efficient. Yeah. And that's not the good part, though. The good part is a few months later, like 3 or 4 months later, Joe Giuliano calls me again, and he says, you have to get on that call again, and you have to listen to some of these people. And I can get emotional, thinking about this, talking about this, because it hasn't been that long. But I jumped on the phone call, and I'm listening to the people's stories and the benefits and how amazing the results they were receiving from Somaderm. And I was in tears, literally. I hung up the phone, and I started looking into how I can start building this unbelievable New Your Life company, and this is when it started. And it started right here in this office. And of course, that was just about 5 years ago. A few months later, we opened our doors. We were shipping the products from here, packaging it right there. And all of a sudden, from one person at a time, 20, 30 years ago at the stores, one person at a time, 21 years ago with Somaderm, one client at a time, one business owner at a time, one dojo at a time, to a global company, 4 years in business, millions of lives changed, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of testimonials, people's health improving. I mean, it's a story that gives me goosebumps every time I think about it, and brings tears to my eyes if I sit and think about it for too long, because the journey's been unbelievable, man. And the amount of lives that have been changed, is the millions of lives that have been changed and affected by this product is just unbelievable. We were talking earlier about success, and to me, this is it, and this is the story.
I mean, speaking of goosebumps, no, one of my favorite parts of that story is the fact that when you initially started, it was one-on-one. You have people come in, you create a solution for them. That's essentially what New You Life is all about, is taking that one-on-one interaction, friends, family, new people that you meet. People have things that they need support with. And that's what I love, is like, it's just such a good example to follow. Everybody that's involved with New You Life, doing this one-on-one, one-to-one, bringing in the one, focusing on the one. It really helps drive that success forward. And that success is changing people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, it taught me to respect this unbelievable model more than anything, because people, just from the beginning, from 30 years ago, I felt a sense of responsibility. When somebody comes, devotes their time, their energy, their money, and trust in you, yeah, I owe them the delivery of no compromise on quality of the best product. So it removes the confusion from their world.
Because they're looking for an outcome. They're looking for a healthy outcome.
Absolutely. And this is why I dedicated, all the energy and effort and everything to produce the best of the best in anything that I offer these amazing people that come and trust, New Your Life and everybody in it. So
absolutely, that's awesome. So now at this point, I know that story has impacted a lot of people on this live. Now, there's a lot of people with a lot of questions. First and foremost, put your questions in the sidebar. We're going to talk about some questions that we have been asked many, many times, that I know a lot of people are going to want to hear. If you have additional questions, make sure to put them in the comment section. We'll get to those. First question, though. What motivates you to make products that help people?
Let me
start off with an easy one.
My motivational, the most important thing, is what motivates me about this, is actually touching people's lives in a positive way and improving their health. When people come back and tell me that huge thank you that I was able to improve their health, there's no amount of money on the planet that can motivate anyone more than this feeling. This will continue to motivate me forever.
And I really like that, because with Somaderm, it supports your body's endogenous internal production, which is essentially optimizing your body's ability, right? Supporting your body's ability, if you will.
Feeling better every single day, improving your health every single day. And some of the benefits that people notice from Somaderm in the first few weeks are just unbelievable. The stories coming back to me, beginning in this room, beginning across the street, one of my first stores, and coming to us and to me on my phone every minute from people I've never met across the globe. That's the biggest motivational, rewarding thing. I would do it for free, literally.
That's so great. I mean, it obviously shows your heart, which is so great. Now, this is a question I'm not quite sure. Luckily, I don't have to answer this. What is the next market for New You Life and for Somaderm?
There is nothing that would stop me from making Somaderm a completely, fully global company. I want to be everywhere and touch people's lives all over the globe. And we're actually on track to be in every continent around the globe. Mm-hmm. And nothing's going to stop us from doing that. Everybody's loving the product, and we're all connected one way or another. Yeah. And I just want to hear those stories, and people continue to share the stories and change people's lives all over the globe. So you're gonna see New Your Life on every continent and hopefully most countries very soon.
We'll just give the very subjective soon
Yes, soon.
It'll be there soon. Just be patient.
It's about doing it right, and it's about doing it for a long term. And like I said, this is my passion, not a short term investment with an exit. I learned about these things when business people start asking me questions about what's your exit plan? Yeah. And I say exit plan, and I love what I do. My exit plan is death, right? I'm not going anywhere, and this is why I want to do it right. I want to make sure we offer a proper business opportunity and product for these amazing people.
That's awesome.
Globally.
That's so great. And I just love what that does, because there's so many different cultures, so many different peoples, and to have one product that can touch everyone's life in an equal way, and again, support that. It's a great mission to be a part of. Now this is more of maybe a corporate focused question, but what's your favorite part of leading New You Life?
I don't have a favorite part. It's all unbelievable. One thing that stands out is the challenges. I'm a problem solver by nature, and problems keeps me excited, and I like to fix things. So this is pretty cool to me, and I like to practice it every day. Nothing really makes me feel like, oh, this is hard or this is heavy, and I don't really take no for an answer. So I find my way, and I think I find my way for one reason, is because I mean well for everybody. So I can sleep at night knowing that I can conquer whatever I want and whatever I can do it, because my intention is to help people and make them feel better. And that's definitely the easiest and hardest part, of the whole corporate deal. To actually do this, you have to actually live through every part of the business. Mm-hmm. And luckily, I actually have been living this from 30 years ago, organically getting to where I'm at, making this my life.
It's a lot easier when it's organic.
It's organic. Right? It's your life. You live it. It's not something I have to practice and memorize. And especially living through the last 4 years with New You Life and going through the ups and the downs, just like everyday life. Mm-hmm. You don't adapt. You know how to deal, and you make the best out of everything. And it's very exciting to me.
On top of that, one of the things that I'll take 10 seconds and say is that you guys have a corporate staff that is absolutely, and I know this is something we both agree on because we're both living that portion. You have a corporate staff that is absolutely committed to delivering the experience that you expect, the products that change your life and really allow you to challenge the way you age. That's why we wake up every morning, is to support Alexy's vision in helping change the world, and we're super grateful and blessed to be a part of it.
I can't be more impressed and more blessed to be able to have the group of people that have started joining New Your Life on the inside to offer you guys this opportunity and make it better every day. So I wake up every day thankful for the amazing staff that's continuously growing from day one, that started out of this office with a handful of people to people all over the globe now, literally, that are working so hard to service you, to bring that opportunity to you, to bring this amazing product to your hands. I'm eternally grateful. I couldn't have done it on my own, as you guys know, and I'm so blessed to have like-minded people that are selfless and follow me and this mission together to deliver the best of the best to everybody out there.
I love it. It feels like a family.
It is a family.
Not only internally, it is a family. Right?
It is a family. I'm responsible for your health and more. Right?
You got a lot of kids.
so
he takes care of us.
It's personal. It's personal. Yeah. When it's personal, it's family. Okay, and this is why you have to know, if you're a part of New Your Life and part of this family, you have to know that we stand here for each other, and my goal is for everybody to be successful and feel well.
I love that. So I think that's actually a really good point for us, as we wrap this up. I know there's a lot of people who have learned a lot tonight, a lot of people who have been with us for a while, and a lot of new people learning for the first time the story of Somaderm. So for those people who are looking to join New You Life and come on this journey with us, we do have a 24-hour promo. So from now until tomorrow evening, 24 hours, we are doing when you enroll on any Somaderm kit, you get a $20 product credit. That will be added to your account after tomorrow, probably sometime next week actually. We'll add that to your account, but for those who enroll tonight, after hearing this amazing story and learning about New Life and the family,
Very nice.
we obviously want to treat our family well and reward those who are coming to join us on this journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Alexy, last words to you.
Okay, last words. Why do they call it last words? Okay, why? I'm not going anywhere.
Continuing words.
Thank you. Let's call it continuing words. Okay, it's been 4 years. For the people that are here and the New Lifers from the beginning, I'm dedicated to you forever. For the people that are coming in today, you're in the best family ever. For the 4 years that have passed, we are not even close to the first step on the ladder of where New Life and this family is heading for the next decade or few years. I don't know what number to put on it, but I hope you guys get the point. This is our mission and our journey together to change lives all over the planet. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to have you here. I'm very excited and thankful and grateful to be able to watch the whole journey and live it, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great. And I'm dedicated more than ever, and I'm excited more than ever to be here and take the ship to everywhere we're supposed to go. So thank you so much for having me, and you guys know I love you all.
I love that. Thank you so much, Alexy. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you so much to everyone joining us here tonight. Those who have been with us, those who are new, thank you so much. Again, reminder that promo for the next 24 hours, if you enroll with Somaderm, there is a $20 product credit heading your way. For those of you who have additional questions, make sure to leave those in the comments section, and we will get those addressed as soon as we possibly can. We love you guys, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you, Alexy.
Bye, everyone.